Hello, Bunty. I would like to thank you for talking with me today. Talking about your college experience when you were in college as a student.
Absolutely. I love talking about college.
What was college like for you?
College was a great experience for me. It was a lot of learning, and some of that was book learning, but mostly it was learning about life and learning about how to, learning about other people, social situations, how to get along, how to get ahead. So mostly it was learning about life. That was the greatest experience for me.
That's good. Sounds wonderful. What were some of the activities you were involved in college?
Well, I took a lot of classes, and I had a lot of chemistry and math classes and biology classes, a lot of science and math classes. So I studied pretty hard, but also had a great time when I wasn't in class. I was in a lot of different clubs. I was part of student government. You know, I actually set up a scholarship in one of my colleges, and was developed a committee to give out scholarships to people in our college and give out money and depending on their GPA and their different types of activities. So I had a great, I did a lot. I learned a lot and I did a lot.
That's good. What was your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Well, I had a lot of free time. Would like to read, would like to go places, like to get on my bike and ride around. But I think probably my most favorite thing to do was to party. I love to party. I love to, and by party, I'm not talking about, get drunk and do silly things, although there may have been possibly, I heard about some people doing things like that, perhaps. Not that I was involved in them. I read about it once or twice. But for parties, I liked going out, meeting people, being open with them, being free with them, having a good time. Just the whole social experience. That's what I really enjoyed.
So, when you weren't studying, and learning about all the new stuff, you like to, do some social interaction at like parties or have friends over.
Right. Have friends over, hang out in the dorm, or go to fraternities or sororities. Go to different places, hang out. Just enjoy being around other people. I love to be with people.
That's good to hear because not a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, college can be a stressful experience, and some people, when they're stressed, they withdraw. They they don't like to, be around people because it makes them nervous or whatever, and that's fine. Everyone deals with stress differently. For me, it was more about being out and about and being with people, and that's how I dealt with the stress of college, was just to see how other people were doing it.
Yeah. Did you make friends easy in college?
Well, when I was in high school, I was pretty shy and pretty, like an introvert. So I really had to work at learning how to make friends. And I did that in college. I learned how to make friends. And so in the beginning, I wasn't good at it, but I knew that was something that I had to work on. So I forced myself to become more open. I forced myself to be able to go up to people and talk to them and to strike up a conversation, because I knew that was something that I was lacking, that I wasn't good at. So, and after lots of practice, I got to where I could talk to people and to make friends. So yeah, I did make a lot of friends.
That's good. What was your least favorite thing in college?
My least favorite thing would probably be going to class. No, well, some classes. If there were early morning classes, I wasn't too big on that. I remember one time I had a Saturday morning class, and for some reason I got stuck in that class because every other class was closed. Might have had something to do with me missing the time of registration and having to go to late registration and, getting whatever was available. But regardless, I had to go to a Saturday morning class, and that really cut into my Friday night partying. but you got to do what you got to do. So, but I enjoyed. I didn't like class that much because that was one type of learning, and what I really enjoyed was learning in a social setting. And if I could learn, not just sitting behind a book, that was the kind of class that I would like.
Yeah, so just not your head's in the book all the time. Being able to interact with
Exactly.
people, like maybe having class outside or something.
Class out, and I did have some classes that we would meet outside. We would go to a park, or we would go to a courtyard and sit under a tree, and yeah, there was classes like that. So
Sounds really fun.
it was fun. It was fun.
How did what was the hardest thing about going to college?
Hardest thing about going to college was really time management. Just having the freedom to be out and about on your own and do whatever you want. I mean, it sounds like a great thing. In some ways it is, but there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that because there are things that have to be done. And when you're a kid or when you're in high school, there's people to help make sure that those things get done. When you're in college, you're on your own. You have to figure out how to make those things happen. And if you don't do it, no one's gonna say, do this. And that's part of growing up, and that's part of one of the things that I had to learn was how to grow up, and how to manage my time and how to do things that needed to be done so that I could have time to do the things that had to be done.
Yeah, because you had your parents when you were in high school, telling you to get up for school and go, go
Right,
to school.
or projects or papers. They would keep me on a timeline. They would remind me, this is due in a week or this is due in 2 days. But in college, when you're in college, that's all on you. You
have all that free time.
You got all that free time, and you got all that partying, but you also have those deadlines and priorities. So
Yeah.
you have to remember to keep those, make sure those get done so that you can have the freedom to do the other things that you like to do.
No one's gonna baby you.
That's right. Nobody babies you. But it's part of growing up. When you're an adult, nobody babies you. You got to do it on your own.
What were your classes like in college?
Classes I've been to a lot of colleges. I've taken a lot of courses. So I've had a wide variety of classes. I've had lecture hall classes. I've had lab classes. I've had honors classes. I've had small classes. I've had giant classes where there were 400 or 500 people in the class. I've had classes where we met dignitaries and statesmen as part of our class. I've had, classes where there were internships where I worked in different settings. So classes, by and large, the learning experience is a learning experience, and I enjoy that. So wherever the class was, whatever the class was, I liked it.
So how has your college experience shaped you to the person you are today?
Well, college was a time for me to transition between childhood and adulthood. That's when I learned, that being a child has some advantages and has few responsibilities, but not very many opportunities. And to be an adult, you have a lot more opportunities, but you also have a lot more responsibility. So in order to have those opportunities, you have to learn how to take care of those responsibilities. And college really helped me grow up and learn how to accept my responsibilities so that I could have the opportunities that I wanted.
So what I've gathered that from you today is that college was a great experience for you because you got to, learn socially through going to parties and having friends over, having class outside. Your favorite outside activity was student government. Mm-hmm. And your least favorite thing was not going to some classes because they were too early. Right. They interfered with your other, activities outside of school.
Right.
The bad thing you thought was the hardest thing to go to college was time management, because you had all this free time and you had to figure out which was important and when to do what and
Exactly.
when.
Yeah.
And you felt like college has matured you into the person you're today, and continues to help you grow.
Exactly, and you've captured that very well. I mean, in short, my college experience really helped me grow up, and that was an important step in my life. And I'm glad I had those experiences.
Thank you for talking with me again.
Thank you very much.